It is time for Producer's Picks.
And now, the feature so many of our listeners wait for each day. Producer's Picks.
Producer's Picks is the part of the show where my producer, my fabulous producer, Jared Diglio, goes through all of the stories of the day. And Jared, I was hanging out with people this weekend, large gatherings. No, I'm just kidding. It was under probably like 15 people.
Everybody was wearing 7 masks.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was full Bubble Boy City. And a lot of people were saying to me, I like that Jared guy. I like Producer's Picks. So I don't want to amp it up too much, but there's a lot riding on this.
Well, I appreciate that. They'll like me until they meet me, as I always say.
All right, go ahead.
A bit of a downer note to start. Alma Wahlberg, the mother of Mark and Donnie Wahlberg, and 7 other Wahlbergs. She passed away over the weekend. Died over the weekend at the age of 78. On social media, Mark called her his angel and rest in peace. Donnie added, he's so blessed to have been brought into this world by, raised by, taught by, and set on my life's path by such an amazing woman. So, the Wahlbergs in entertainment, Wahlburgers, the restaurant, everything that the Wahlbergs have done around and for the city of Boston. Alma Wahlberg at 78 has died.
Alma actually is the name of a restaurant in Hingham.
Oh, okay.
That Donnie, I'm sorry, not Donnie. Who's the brother who's the chef? There's Mark,
geez.
Donnie, and...
Marvin? Is it Marvin?
No, it's not Marvin. One of the brothers is a chef, and he cooks at, I believe he cooks at Alma. Rest in peace to her. I've watched a couple episodes of Wahlburgers. She seemed like a very nice lady, so our condolences to the Wahlbergs.
Also, another passing of note, Hester Ford, who is the oldest living American, has died.
Wow, how old?
115
wow.
years old. The North Carolina woman who is recognized as the oldest living American died peacefully Saturday in her home in Charlotte, North Carolina. Her great-granddaughter, Tanisha Patterson Powell, confirmed.
Well, 115.
She was at least 115 years and 245 days old at the time of her death, according to the Gerontology Research Group, who verified her as the oldest living American in 2019.
Wow.
Born August 15th, 1904.
Long life. Can't ask for more than that.
All right, Jeopardy in the news. They've been going through the rotation of hosts since Alex Trebek died.
Yes,
yes. Joe Buck, the much maligned sportscaster by every fan base, is reportedly going to host Jeopardy this summer, with a chance to become the permanent host.
Hold on a second. I need to Google him because I'm not sure if I'm thinking of the right person.
You probably are.
Okay, let's see. Joe Buck. For a second, I thought you were going to say Joe Biden. I was like, oh, yes. Boy, this is going to be a disaster.
Well, he would say what is, where am before everything.
Oh, so Joe Buck.
Joe Buck, the sportscaster. Yes.
He was the one who was with that other guy. I'm sorry for people who are into the sports. I'm doing the best I can. But he was the one who commented on the flyover and said, oh, we're not going to have these flyovers when Kamala and Joe are... Yeah, not a fan of his.
No.
That was enough for me to go, you're not my bag.
Nobody generally is, but they haven't said how long he's going to go, but usually the guest hosts get a 1 or 2 week stint. So
they just had Aaron Rodgers. I thought he did a good job. I thought Katie Couric did a good job. I haven't really had a problem with any of the hosts thus far. I thought everybody is handling it pretty decently. The key to being a good Jeopardy host, and this is what my mom told me, she watches it every night. She said it's a serious job. Like you can't be too laughy. Like Kamala Harris would be a terrible host. She'd be cracking up at every single, you got that wrong. No, you got to be pretty serious. You got to get down to business and you have to get to as many categories as you can. So you got to keep the game moving.
Oh yeah.
One thing, obviously no one is going to be able to replace Alex Trebek. He was the absolute best. I do not watch the story time anymore. You know how so they'll do the first round of Jeopardy. They'll pause halfway through the first round for a commercial break. And when they come back, they ask questions and then they continue first round of Jeopardy. And I always used to watch the short stories or whatever you want to say, the small talk. And I always didn't like it because I find it uncomfortable. But I watched it when it was Alex Trebek. Because if anyone could make it fun and entertaining, it was him.
He was very good at that.
But now that it's these random hosts, I don't even feel obligated. I skip right over that. I skip over the cringe. And I'm not really missing anything. There's very few of those stories that are like, keep you glued to the television.
All right. Space news. This is pretty cool. This is from the AP at 6:54 this morning. NASA's experimental Mars helicopter Ingenuity has achieved the first powered controlled flight on another planet, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like a giant remote-controlled car or, one of those drones or RC helicopters or something like that. But it's pretty cool that, we're flying stuff on other planets.
What's a word, Jared, for someone who, I don't know if it's because I'm a conceited person or if I'm small-minded, but like nothing about space. I don't know. It's just out of my realm. I just don't even think about it. Like can I give you an example? I'm sorry. My fiance will always say to me, he'll talk about black holes, and he'll say,
Don Lemon?
Yeah, well, not those kind of black holes. He's not talking about like any airlines flying into them, but he'll talk about the size of them, and he'll say, you could fit 6 billion Earths into a black hole or 6 quadrillion suns. And I say to him, I go, none of these words mean anything to me. It doesn't. You're just saying billion over and over again. Maybe it's probably a me thing. I'm sure it's interesting to other people. Call in if you think this is good stuff.
Wait until he gets to white holes. It's going to blow your mind.
Ugh.
All right, Grace, you are the first contestant on a new game show.
Oh, no.
It's time for Wheel of Animal COVID.
Oh, Lord.
All right. So
I didn't even sign a waiver. I'm on this show. What's the prize if I win?
There is no prize. The prize.
Donut.
All right.
Glazed donut.
If you
tomorrow.
win, I will get you a glazed donut tomorrow.
Actually, no. Let's save it for Friday because I get a free donut on Wednesday. So let's save that for Friday.
Wow. All right.
Yes.
Gentle Huminx's bet. Glazed donut Friday. All right. So last week we talked about tigers. We know that there have been dogs and cats,
right.
and I think monkeys and even a giraffe that tested positive for COVID. Because we're testing animals, apparently. What do you think today's COVID animal is?
Do I get any hint?
It's a mammal.
Oh.
And it spends a lot of time in the water.
What is a dolphin?
Not a dolphin.
Are dolphins mammals? Are they porpoise?
They're a porpoise.
Can I get one more guess?
They're the cute animal that everybody loves in the water.
Seals?
No, not seals.
Penguins?
They sometimes start jug bands in Christmas specials.
A manatee?
No, it was otters. Otters have tested positive for COVID-19 at the Georgia Aquarium. I'm sorry, you do not get the prize on Wheel of Animal
Jared.
COVID, but there will be a fabulous thank you card in the green room.
Jared, honestly, a donut costs like 67 cents. You should just buy me one on Friday. Otters. I do love otters. So why are they testing them now?
Who knows?
Leave the otters alone.
Well, they got to do something with Georgia and those voting laws. A couple very quick on this dates. On this date, 34 years ago, on Fox's The Tracy Ullman Show, a cartoon short called The Simpsons debuted. And they shortly got their own show, and they've been on the air for 34 years.
Yeah, and they predict everything that's going to happen. It's weird.
It is very Illuminati-esque.
Yeah.
And also on this day 4 years ago, Aaron Hernandez took his own life in his cell. So that was 4 years ago.
Wow, 4 years ago.
Already, yeah.
Time flies.
It does.
All right. Guys, that has been Producer's Picks by Jared Diglio. And when we get back, we'll be talking to Howard Lawrence Carr. Do not go anywhere. This is The Grace Curley Show.
You can call her late for dinner. Just don't call her Gracie. It's The Grace Curley Show.